Yeah, was good. The chances of a person graduating from school with parents that are not connected or rich, but the chances that the person can be successful in life, and the lies that we face in society about people who call, mostly successful people who come and say things like we made it from nothing and they just got the grace of God. Instead of telling us the actual truth, either they were lucky, their parents were connected, their parents are rich,
I swear,
or they were doing something, illegal that got them to be rich.
Wait, I want to ask one clarifying question. This person that we're talking about, does this person have a vagina?
Most likely.
see, honestly, we suppose, if you don't warm up for this topic, this show.
As in, this one came by surprise. You guys reading the matter first.
So my nigga says, like, okay, this is my guy. Hey, what's up, man? Oh, Apex. Okay, we have a podcast, the Lazy Nigerian Youths. So we're having some kind of conversation. So I'm going to be my boy there. Wait.
Yes, my the boss all this bottle of things.
Yeah, boss. Let me set let me invite my own boy.
So basically, this is episode 2, and I guess we just start, even though it's not as organized as episode 1.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck.
It's a little bit off kilter because they are forming election outside. They use and block our road.
Exactly.
They're mad.
For people that are outside the country, they don't know what's going on.
Yeah, what's up? How you doing, man?
Yeah. The show must go on.
Yeah, you hear us, bro.
So let him just be listening to us while we are talking, so that it won't be like that.
You hear us now? Okay, good. So this is now our podcast, Lazy Nigerian Youths. Understand? Get our cameras here. Everybody say aye.
You get one for this.
We get my point here on this podcast. We're about to like cook.
Yes, guys.
Yeah, I told you helicopter not allow those things.
Yeah, this.
Just pour first before you stand it.
Everybody said
This is our Banky.
Thank you.
Everybody said
Everybody grab the fucking bottle and
Yo,
drink.
what's up, man? What's good?
Yo.
How far now? Come join us.
Yeah.
So
No, what the fuck is everything?
oh guy, podcast don't start. My boy is here with this. Okay, what will be the topic? What will they talk about today?
Nah, you be like, you know, they for it. Jesus Christ.
This boy, I'm about to send this boy back to where he came from. I've said the topic 3 times and he's still asking me what
They are not talking about people with you.
Yo, the topic is getting successful in Nigeria, what it takes.
What
Can you
about both
understand?
education
From
and
being a
connection
graduate-
and family?
From being a graduate in school and being born in a middle class family who doesn't have connection, how do you become successful? So that's basically what we are touching on. And we are talking about the people that lie and say that we got the grace of God to help them to become successful. Whereas they were sucking they were fucking rich men.
Hello.
But not like if when you say they lie about or they lie about God.
Say the you guys know.
I don't know. He don't say they lie. They don't lie. So you can't tell me something.
Be like,
No, I think when you say stuff like that, and maybe like you're trying to like downplay whatever source or whatever source they place their fortune on, like maybe it can be spirituality or something.
so OG,
Superiority,
we have,
not this coming.
we have cameras rolling and we'll be talking, so you can just be listening for now. Then when it is time for you to add your input, I will let them know so that you know the day confusing. Because
Yeah, because
cameras,
we're shooting.
cameras
We're
are
shooting
we are
live.
shooting. Look at the cameras.
And then,
No, it doesn't fucking matter. So we have 3 cameras and we are shooting right now. So just listen to us. If you want to add your input,
fuck.
let's see where you can add your input to understand. Yeah. So guys, we are ready. Let's go.
Well, before we start, we need to understand what's the meaning of success. Everybody has their own meaning of success. Yeah,
And that can be part of the conversation.
It will be part of the conversation. So let me just do intro. So basically, the breakdown is a lot of people in Nigeria.
Hello guys, welcome to new episode of the podcast.
We need to introduce ourselves.
Man, fuck it, man. We introduced ourselves. We introduced ourselves in the first episode.
No, like
So,
we need to do every
again,
time because they don't know us.
There's
Till people know us,
new people
we have
still
to
coming in.
introduce all every
Okay,
time.
okay. I'm Banky.
And the
Rotimi
first
Bankole. Banky for short. This is my boy Ife. This is Sontee. And this is Eyung. And we are about to start the second episode. Is that fine? Yeah. So, what we are talking about today is Nigerians that make it out of the grassroots level and become successful in their careers. The ground of talking about these people is we are talking about the process that it takes for a graduate who is born into a middle class family that has no actual wealth that is putting them in the high class of society, the higher echelons of the society, and they don't actually have the connection. But someone who actually becomes successful and beats the odds to become a rich, successful Nigerian in this country. Now, I will start by saying more than 60% of the country's population is below the poverty line universally. And the poverty line is someone who is able to afford to spend more than, I think, is it
Dollar.
$1 in a day. That is the poverty line. So according to their studies, they say that more than 60% cannot afford to spend more than $1 in a day. I find that I'm a very skeptical human being, so I find it might not be an accurate data, but at the same time we can see it all around us that most Nigerians are actually indeed poor. And the solution to this is not something we really touch on because that would be a long topic of reason. What we are even talking about is what it takes for someone who actually is raised from that kind of background of being poor or being middle class and now goes on to become a successful, rich person. Successful in terms of their career and rich in terms of being able to afford not just the basic necessities but being able to be able to travel around the world and to be able to substantially live a comfortable, good life anywhere else apart from Nigeria. Buy a house comfortably, buy a good car, not just any car, because there's a lot of cars. Buy a good car with AC blowing your brain, 24/7 electricity in your house, being able to buy fuel. You know the thing that
actually
actually
basics.
Yeah, these things that no, it is even more than basic when you are able to get more than the bare minimum. You understand? It is more than basic when you are able to get land in Asoko.
Okay,
Easily.
definitely. Yeah.
It is more than basic.
Yeah, definitely.
So that is what we consider as being wealthy. Land in Asoko, at least you should be able to budget something like 50 million and get the land in Asoko conveniently and then build a good house, not just any house. A good house where you'll be able to have all the rooms working. Electricity is not a problem for you. You can even get an inverter to give you a source of electricity.
So you have 24 hours.
Apart from the generator. So don't let me just go on and on about that. That is the background of what we are going to talk about today. It's what it takes for a graduate that was raised from a poor background or a middle class family and actually become successful. So I'm going to start by saying things like, yes, it is possible, it's a possibility, but the system of the country doesn't encourage you to actually build from scratch and be successful with it to a point where you can actually create wealth. Some people are making it, yes, but how about most people? Are most people who start their careers from, let's say, being a graduate from the university, are able to get to that level? Or are many people able to even get jobs that can pay them conveniently to take care of their basic needs before we now start saying being able to buy a car, being able to get houses? And I'll start by saying not many people get the opportunity to get jobs like that. I'll let my gentlemen also speak on this topic, but this is the introduction to this topic.
So, and I want to say, like, coming from the perspective of, like, okay, let's say an example of somebody in America. I know we always use America as an example. It's because Nigerian we sabi, you understand? Those are one of the people who like to emulate a lot.
Of course.
So, like, if you look at an example of a college graduate. Now we say middle class in Nigeria itself. I don't really want to go into the question about whether there's a middle class in Nigeria because that will spark another long conversation. Let's just grant it that there is. Now the middle class American, you finish school and you come out and you want to get a job and start working. Like, what's the difference between them and a Nigerian college graduate, the average college graduate? I think us here are actually a little bit above. We are maybe even a lot above the average. We're not the average. The average college student now, they're the ones that are coming to beg me that I should give them work, let them do something.
Of course.
Understand?
Of
Me, I don't even get money. I don't get money to pay anybody. It's university graduates that are coming to beg me for work. Those are the average graduates in Nigeria. So when you say middle class, I kind of assume you mean like people who can afford to send their children to university of some sort in Nigeria, put them through university from start to finish.
Yeah, when I say middle class, yes, that is exactly what I mean. People who can afford to get their children into schools, university level, and being able to even pay for them to finish. Because putting your children into school, some poor people can do it, but being able to pay till they finish, that's
people give up along the way.
They don't have money for things like textbook. But they can put their children to school.
Don't forget lecturer bribe. Many things involved.
Yeah, lecturer bribe works for, I'm trying to get my son into this university and he didn't make the cutoff for JAMB. Hey Joe, what can you do to let this boy enter and study law? Or what can you do to let this boy enter and study medicine? That one, not many people do now, but some people do it. So that's what I mean by middle class.
Yeah. So like essentially, people now in Nigeria, most graduates, I think we are churning out graduates every year, new graduates, like I've forgotten the exact number of millions of graduates that Nigeria churns out every year. Where are the jobs?
I think it's over 100,000 per year.
You understand?
Yeah.
And I was saying about comparison to America. The things that they don't, one thing that they don't teach in Nigeria, which is is one of the real problems. We don't teach people how to create their own opportunities. Nigerian graduates come out and start looking for jobs. If you're in the US, some people come out and look for jobs, and some people come out and create jobs. And that's why there are more jobs, because some people are creating and some people are looking for. Nigeria, nobody is creating jobs. I would like to say that the number of graduates that create jobs is so few that we can almost say that they are none. Like we can almost legitimately, if you are doing the statistics and the number, it's so, like the percentile is so low that you can just say zero. That we don't have people that are creating jobs. We just have people that are coming out to look for jobs. And there are hundreds of thousands of people coming out of university every year with, let's say, at least a 2-2.
Yeah.
Then where are the jobs coming from?
For people, a 2-2 is a second class lower CGPA, which is
like the average.
It's like the average score, and you should be able to get a good job at least. And I want to add something.
Before you add something, see, move first on this matter first. Because this one doesn't convince me for me. I don't go, my head does scatter. So, see, first we are talking about success in our modern society. Understand? Now, we are talking about our modern society. We have to consider a country like Nigeria. Understand? Now, if we are going to start comparing success in a country like Nigeria and a country and a country like maybe USA, then it's very, very different because you have a lot of things involved. Understand? Yeah. We in this part of the continent, we have our neck hold. Understand? Them here, they have it like, they don't have it easy, but they have it. We have to like work an extra mile to like get it. Understand? So when you say some people claim to like put or like attach the success to like God or whatever it is, I think when you said it, I think you're like trying to like downplay it. Whatever they want to attach their success to, that's their own problem. It's what gives them peace. You get? So now coming back to us here, trying to get success. I don't know. You check the dictionary, you see that success means a lot of things. You get? Success can't just be only financial alone. Financially, it can also be maybe in terms of maybe career wise.
Yeah.
family, friends, anything you want to do, life expectation.
Like for you now, what's your meaning of success? How will you consider yourself a successful person in life?
What do you need to have to consider yourself a successful person?
Honestly,
That's a good question. I think we should
honestly,
probably answer that question.
that's because we take a first man first before I answer that.
You need
question.
to understand.
No,
You need to calm down.
That is like
Yeah, I get yes. I understand, but make a first man before I understand. We're going to attach your success to. So the thing is, now coming from a country like Nigeria, whereby success has been designed to be in terms of more money, understand, having it more than the other person. Like, I don't know if you can talk about the whole social media space, the whole, you go online, you feed into that success that they give, whereby it's either materialistic, monetary, traveling, like, that's what people now like channel their success to. Now, it makes a lot of people like kind of like, I don't know, it's, you know, when you are on a path, it kind of like shakes your path. Now you have a lot of people like trying to do the most to acquire it very soon. People trying to do illegal things to acquire it very soon because of what they've like feed in, understand? So it's really difficult for us like in this country to like acquire success legally. Even if you want to acquire it legally, you have to like do a lot of things. You have to like double things, like double up to like actually get there. And those people that don't want to flow through that path, you have to like take it either illegally. Understand what I'm saying? So it's really difficult. Understand?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, everybody tries to get what they want.
Okay, before I can say anything about the success of it, I want someone to quickly check the meaning of success for me on
the dictionary.
You don't get from.
Check it for me.
Check out for your phone.
Check it for me now.
Oh, okay.
Check the meaning of success for me. Check it on Google. Because we need to understand what the meaning of success is. You get my point?
Sure.
Because now many people, success for me is kind of like a personal achievement, like what is satisfying to you.
That is actually
like now.
the achievement of one's goal.
Okay, achievement of what one's goals. You get my point?
Yeah.
The fact is that when it has to do with success for me, you understand, it has to do with me. Like now, if I want to achieve a goal, you understand, then I work towards that goal and I achieve it. I believe I'm what successful. Now, because if you are looking at life or the society in general, then you'll be so constrained.
Bro, I'm finishing our books.
You'll be so constrained in such a way
My
that
own boost under his stream.
You need to get high for this conversation. You know understand? That's the only thing that can make
Sorry,
conversation.
I'm
sorry.
saying something
We
very
interrupted.
When I talk about success, you are saying it has to do with what you yourself has to do. It should be within you. You get my point?
Yeah.
Because now, if you are looking at the society, there are some things that, because there are some goals that most of the times someone will not be able to achieve no matter what you do.
So you think you're going to say that things are not achievable?
There are some goals, you understand? Then you'll be like, I said there are some goals, let me not try to like say it in another way, but there are some goals
because Banky told me one time that you can actually achieve everything if you set your mind to.
When did I tell you that? When did I say that? I don't remember me saying that. This nigga just lied on me.
Let's not lie to ourselves. You understand? There are some goals that no matter what you do, you're not able to achieve them. You understand? Let's be truthful.
Yeah.
I don't buy that idea.
Let me define my
I don't buy that idea.
What if I say you should buy private
Let me define my lifestyle. Let me finish. The thing is that sometimes you understand. Sometimes this is what we do. We humans, you understand, sometimes we kind of like we think of achieving a particular thing, you understand, without looking at the various processes that are involved in achieving them. You get my point? Now, when you don't consider the various ways at which what are the things I need to do to achieve a particular goal, then how do you think you achieve those goals? Because there are some goals that they are so unrealistic.
Yeah, actually.
You understand? They are so unrealistic. Even when it comes to setting of goals, people will advise you that when you want to set a goal that you know that okay, you can achieve it.
Realistic.
You can achieve it without the short. Even it shouldn't be within the shortest possible time. Even it's going to take time, but it should be achievable.
Yeah, that's why they say if you want to set goals or stuff like that, you have short-term goals, long-term goals.
And
So it
now-
depends on what you want to
and
do.
now-
But can I just respond just quickly to what you said about those goals? One thing about that, although what you're saying is true, I think generally, but like the reason why we have exceptions are because of people who set goals that seem unachievable. Like for instance, the person that I've forgotten his name that came up with the first computer. He set a goal that within a certain amount of time there will be a computer in everybody's house. Sorry, it wasn't a computer, it's telephone. This telephone.
The first guy that made the telephone.
Yeah.
Something Bell.
Bell,
Graham
Graham Bell. Yes.
Yeah.
He said that within a certain time that there will be a telephone in every single person's. He didn't even say every house. He said in every city there will be one. And that time people were saying, "Guy, you're mad. That is unachievable." But now look at in this room now there are like 13 phones. You understand? So it's sometimes that unrealistic, that goal that seems unachievable. Those people that have those kind of dreams, they're the ones that end up being the exceptions. They're the ones that end up being the ones we look up to.
Sunday, having a dream is something that a lot of creatives have.
Yeah.
But getting to that dream
Exactly.
takes things like resources.
Yeah.
And some people
Yeah.
just can't get those resources.
Yeah, I'm not saying
Like for example now, see us here now, you can't dream where they dream here, they're different, but you can't dream where they dream there. Honestly, you understand? Even if you want to achieve it, it's going to take you, like, you will not have all the resources, you have a lot of backlash and everything, but there it's okay for them to, like, you get, once you have the dream, you know how to set out, you can get grants, understand? But yeah, even if you have dream, you just keep on dreaming, you know, at the end of the day, you are out of time. You
Because
just have
of
to
the
go.
God just said the
Exactly. So,
just come and be interpreting dream for
exactly. So, as you said, sometimes it's like personal satisfaction. Understand? So whatever satisfies you, whatever fills your cup.
I'm telling you, that's why you see that that's why you see that even some poor people, you understand, they are living very okay. You understand? Poor in the sense that okay, we in the society will believe that they don't have enough money, they don't have so much money. You understand? But they are so satisfied in such a way that you see them, they are kind of like they are satisfied. Let me not use the word happy, because me I believe happiness is a perception.
Happiness has to be the key to everything.
I think happy.
It has to be the key to everything.
It
No.
cannot be the key to everything.
But
I
I
think-
think you could be successful and not be happy.
Yeah,
But-
I said when I said happiness has to be like the key to everything because you have to be happy. Understand? If you don't find happiness in what you are doing, it's not it.
About
Do you know the
happiness
thing?
is a
I
perception.
think when you say satisfied and he says happy, I think you guys are saying the same thing.
Yeah,
Just
but
a bit more.
Satisfied and
Satisfied and not
happy
happy.
are kind of close, but they are not the
I
same.
think that
You
those
can
people
be
that we can
satisfied
just
and
use
not
them.
Yeah.
happy. You get my point.
But look,
Okay.
let me not confuse things. Anyway,
I
the
want-
kind of success that me I mean, because there's like different definitions. The second definition is that you are financially profitable. That means not just financially okay, you are making money with go.
Yeah.
As you are
That was it.
Make
and-
more than
and-
you
and
spend. Yeah.
profitable in the terms that you are not just comfortable, but you are more than comfortable financially.
Yeah, that was
You
to do
understand?
with
Having enough
successful
money to
businessman.
spend, more than enough money to spend for the whole of your life.
Mm.
You understand?
Mhm.
For everything you need, you have all the money in the world to buy it. You
Do you
understand?
think it's possible for someone to have all the money in the world?
Yes. Well, not all the money in the world, but
Not all
more
the
than
money,
you
yes,
spend.
money.
Yeah, I understand why I asked the question. And he was like, yes.
You like money.
You like the money in the
You
world.
like drilling into
That
rabbit
is-
holes. This
One
man.
thing with that, you don't follow that.
Yeah, see, as long as you have money, I'll take care of your generation.
So you have all the
you
money
have
you
all the
want.
money, man.
Not all in the world.
Not all the money.
But more than you can spend in your
But you
life.
have all the money that you can spend that you
Yeah.
need.
There's a question I asked before. I said, what's your own meaning of success?
Mm.
To me,
Yeah, let's answer those.
starting from me.
No, you start. You are the
Why
guy
you know why
that-
you start? Oh no.
No, you start, nigga.
I think to me, but success, like, I think whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm doing, that I'm doing any satisfaction from it. I think I don't know what my
Like,
success
Yeah,
is.
like generally. in life,
Because it's a lot of things. You want to be successful in this aspect, you want to be successful in this aspect, you want to be successful in this aspect. So to me, I just think anything I'm doing, I should just be able to like do it well and get a kind of satisfaction
Do it well, you mean that you are successful, like it is going well.
Like do it well, even if it's not going well, but try my best to like do it well and get a level of satisfaction from
Okay,
it.
for me, success will be.
A lot of money.
No. It doesn't start from the money. It starts from your career.
Yeah.
What you are doing. Your career being something that you enjoy doing. Like whenever I look at some athletes now, you can tell when you see them, maybe a footballer that is really good. You can tell that they are really happy with what they are doing and they love it. It is their passion. And then they are good at it. You understand? They are winning at it. They are winning trophies. They go on to win titles. They are calling them internationally different names. You understand? They are known all around the world. To me, that is what I feel success is that your career is something that pushes you out to be one of the best, one of the biggest icons in the world, and then you are also happy doing it. You understand? That is what success is.
No, okay. Wait, then what will you consider? You haven't answered the question. What will you consider? When will you consider yourself a successful person? Is it when
I can achieve that thing that I just told you about, being good at my career to the point where I become an icon at it and people can call my name.
So when you say your career,
now when you say wait, not even that. I said now when he's talking about career-wise, you can be successful in this one aspect and not be successful in one aspect. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you might be successful in career-wise and you will not even be having a successful marriage. For example, understand? You can be successful in your career-wise and you not have a successful relationship with. It's not about choosing now. We're talking about success.
No, it's not about choosing.
Are we trying to like generalize it in all aspects of our life?
Yes.
That's like what is said is like one aspect.
I think general.
I don't think we can generalize. If you want to generalize,
it's successful.
Yeah, it's not really
work. Understand? Not a successful career.
Not many people have a successful life, because a successful life is perfection. That means you are good.
No, you can actually have a successful life. I think the answer to success, like to me, I feel to achieve a level of success, like a balanced success everywhere in your life, is maybe you have that level of contentment. Understand? Like some people just pursue one path and forget about the other path. You get? You forget about your family, you forget about your friends, you forget about maybe your children, because you are pursuing a certain path. You don't have time.
You forget about your children when you are fucked up.
Yeah. But some people actually do it. Understand?
Yeah, some people do.
You don't actually have time to like think about the little things that are there for you. Understand? So I think if you have a level of contentment, it gives you this kind of I have family back there, I have to understand. I have kids I have to attend to. I have this, I have that. So it gives this kind of level of it gives this kind of level of control. You get that. So I don't think if you are taking it one way or so, it's.
I think as you said, it depends on what you want. For instance, I know you guys said like. I know you guys mentioned like family, and what if you don't want a family? So if I end up making $1 million now and I don't give a fuck about getting married, does that mean I'm not successful?
No.
I don't want to get married. Exactly.
But what we are talking about is a general. You might not be married.
That's just making an example. What if for you now you could just be like providing for your community.
Exactly. That I would consider myself successful if I can. Like for instance, my neighbors, like people around me, I'm able to help, and I'm not married. I don't have any children. I'm able to cater for myself for the rest of my life, and also cater for others around me because I have extra, I have plenty I can give away. That's successful for me.
So you attach your success financially, like monetary.
Yeah, a lot. Not just monetary and like as Banky was saying, career-wise, like I love what I do, so I want to be very good at what I do.
So
and I want it to be
apart from money, does anything like give you any? Do you have any fulfillment anywhere apart from money?
Yeah, that's why like part of that helping my community. It's very important. If I cannot help people around me, then I don't consider myself successful. So that's part of it.
Dope. For me, it's just
you've spoken. Tap down.
You had your time to describe what success meant.
You guys asked me a question.
The answer that both of you gave, I'm not satisfied with it. You were generalizing it. I meant you should personalize it. You get my point?
That's
Like
what I
what he
want to
said.
do.
You understand? He said that when he has made enough money that he can take care of himself and people around him, you understand, be able to give out to people that are needy. I guess that's what you say that way.
Yeah.
You understand? That's when you consider yourself what a successful person.
Person.
You get my point? But me, when it comes to success, you understand, it's about, for me, I'm this person that I look at the world, the way the world is, you understand. I feel like there should be something more to what life is. You get my point?
Yeah.
So there should be something more to what life is. So I'm kind of looking at now, if I can come up with, because I discovered that in this part of the world, we don't have any kind of like standard research facilities where the brilliant mind in our society are being brought together to come up with discoveries that will advance the world. So now, if at the end of the day I'm able to set up such environment and bring brilliant minds from every part of the country, because I'm looking at my society as a whole, you get my point, and bring them together, and now they start utilizing their mind to come up with discovery, that's when I'll be like, okay, I've done something great. And the only way to achieve that, as long as this world is concerned, is to have the money.
Of course.
Because
Of
we have
course.
money.
Like
If
a
you have
center.
money,
You can have, even at the end of the day, if I have money, I'm not able to do that.
And it's
I
not,
feel
yeah,
as
it's not
if I haven't achieved
successful.
anything.
Yeah.
Or power and fame.
Mm.
The
Power.
power can achieve you the money, and then
Yeah.
you can actually achieve that.
Yeah,
So
even fame,
cannot
yeah.
get power.
Even fame can bring you that kind of
You
money.
need money to get power.
You need some money to get power.
Not even
Yeah.
some. You need a lot of money to get power.
But fame, like if you have fame can
Well, some
bring the
people are
resources.
born into
You might not even have money.
Okay, let me give
but
an
the fame will
example.
bring the
He
resources.
said you need a lot of money to get into power. And like, some people are born into families that are already in power.
And
Like,
they don't
because-
really have
Let me
much
give
money.
an example. Bukola Saraki. The guy at school, all his life he schooled abroad, he's been a rich kid. He doesn't have any problems. He's born into a rich family. His father was a very
That's-
prominent legislature in this country.
Rich people privilege.
So he entered. He was
Big
born
time, I said.
into power.
He's
But
not
that
privileged.
aside, I want to drop a daily
You need
point
money to get power.
on this episode is what do you guys think about people who they become successful and maybe through illegal means got their success? I said maybe because
We don't know.
obviously we don't know.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Allegedly. But they start saying things like, oh, you just need to be a sharp guy, you just need to be hardworking. What do you think about people like that? Because personally to me it gets annoying because many people are actually smarter than these people and they are not making wealth because they don't want to go into
Yeah. They want to go
shady things
the right
to
road.
make money. But I've spoken to some girls about it, they tell me things like they have the options to even date rich men and they will be rich in an instant. They know that they will be able to cater for their basic needs, but they don't want to go into things like that. So how do people like that feel when one rich business owner that is a woman that's knocking rich men around Abuja and then start talking down on them just because they don't have the kind of wealth that they have, you know?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about things like what's your
Yeah,
input?
for me, when it comes to these successful people, you understand that you meet, and they are kind of like feeling reluctant to tell you the secret of them, not about as in try to like put you on how to acquire such wealth, you understand? Then for me, I believe that person didn't make the money through what he or she is proud of telling another person. That's what I believe in. Because if you do, like for me, you understand, if I see somewhere that I'm making money, I'll be the one that will come like alpha. And they say, well, you try this, I've done it, it's working, try it. You understand? Like many of my friends, they can tell you, they'll be like, I tried it, it's working, try it also. You get my point?
Yeah.
That's what I do. Because now I'm happy, the thing has worked. So if I introduce another person to it, and the thing work for the person,
Yeah.
and the person will introduce another person, the thing work for the person. Now, you are kind of like, you are helping your friends out. You get my point?
Yeah.
But now, when you feel you are the only one, that's what is happening mainly in our society, like, in this society.
So much
illegality.
illegality.
You get
So
my
much.
point? It's not even about illegality, it's about them not being able to even try to like, they prefer, as in they want you to come and beg them for the money instead of them showing you how to make the money. You understand?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's one thing you understand when it comes to that's my major problem when it comes to like church of a thing, because I believe it's a social gathering where people, you understand, you believe in.
Talking about church.
Oh shit, you got to go to church.
About church.
You understand?
No, that's
No, if you want to talk about helping people, you have to bring church.
We talked about church and everybody being our life dropped.
But actually,
No, I'm not done talking.
Okay.
So it's a social gathering, you understand, where people come together.
Let him cook.
They believe,
Let
they
him cook.
believe they are worshiping, you know, all of us, we have the same faith. You get my point? We are supposed to help one another grow in the word, in the faith. You get my point? Now, when it comes to your physical life, now you see the rich men in the church, you understand? If you go to the church, you see that the most wretched people in the society are found in the church. You get my point?
No lies,
Now,
man.
no cap, keep cooking.
that does it. You get my point? Now they won't help their fellow brethren. When they want to pray, they prefer for you to come and beg them, be like, oh God, please find me this, find me that. You know, you can't be led in the spirit to do that. You can only be led in the spirit to pray. I'll be like, at the end of the day, when it's okay for you, go to the church. I'll be like, I want to give testimony. No, I don't kind of believe in all those kind of hypocrisy.
Yeah, and to add to your points is that the church kind of they know that some of their members that are wealthy, they know that these people, their hands are not clean. At least the pastors, they should be able to know. There's no way you shouldn't be able to know. When you see somebody that is like, I'm going to put it, a politician, and he's not dropping something like 10 million, 50 million as tithes or as pledge to your church. And this guy is just someone that is like community, what they call it, local government official, or someone that is an honorable in the state house of assembly. Where did he come up with that money? But you don't give a fuck because it's paying to your church, and then you start doing hallelujah routine and start dancing with Agbada.
No,
you understand?
I don't want to about church.
It's like they kind of it's like they kind of promote acts like this because they don't talk against it. The money has blinded their eyes, you know.
See, to me personally, but I always see church as when you cook. Actually, to me, I've always seen church as a means whereby some certain group of people control the mass. Understand? Whether you go there to shout Jesus Christ, Mary, and her, understand? At some point, you are still being controlled. Understand? And to me, I feel the church has not really done enough
for the society.
I'm not talking about in terms of financial or like maybe donating, because they do that a lot to like cover all the shit they are doing. I'm talking about in terms of making. See, I think the church kind of make their congregation like put their problem on a supreme or an imaginary person now, instead of them believing in themselves and working. I don't know what I'm talking about. Working, like taking responsibility of their acts, their problem and everything.
That word responsibility, right?
Yeah, because now you see Christians, they be like, blah, 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 blah. Accept Jesus as a personal savior and you're saved. But they don't want to be like, okay, yeah, I fuck up. Understand? I'm going to like take responsibility of this my fuck up. They'll be like, let's put everything on Jesus, man. Jesus would like take care of it, blah. Good. Understand? So, and again, in terms of politically aspect, the church also is like, you see, remember I said something about the control too. In terms of political aspect, the church also tends to like push the people, lead them astray. People that go to church are not thinking for themselves. Watch them. They are thinking with their pastor's brain. My pastor said, no, I'm serious. My pastor said, no, we vote.
They are thinking with their pastor's brain.
No, we vote for pastor.
No doubt, man, no doubt. Pastors are campaigning for who the congregation should vote for.
Yeah, they don't allow people to like think for themselves in churches. Understand? And once you're not doing certain things that align with the church, you're not part of them. They accept you. They want you to like live what makes you to be another kind of person.
Yeah.
So I think the whole church thing is just a flip. It's just mixed up.
My major problem is that, you understand? My major problem is that the poor people in the society that are believers, you understand?
Yeah.
There are some people there in the church, in the same congregation, that are doing well. That it won't take them anything to help those people out. I don't know whether that's what I'm saying. It won't take them anything to help them out. So now what's stopping them from helping those people out? Because now you help yourself. If you're helping you got yourself to grow spiritually, why not help yourself to grow physically?
That's like that. I think that's the main point. Because we seem to have turned this from like it's a conversation about success to a conversation about church. But like I think let me like kind of clarify why Eyung brought the church into this. Is that fact? He just said it now. Is that fact that in the same church you will see the richest people in the society and the poorest people in the society, and they are like sitting so close together. And it's like, don't you recognize like the gap between you people financially, and can't you do something deliberate to bridge that gap? I think they can, but obviously they won't. Like it's not a thing that people do. It's not really what church is for. Church is not meant to help the poor. Like that's
it's meant to give hope to the poor.
It's not really meant to help them.
And you know, when they give that hope, it's a kind of dangerous hope. It's the kind of hope that keeps them subdued.
Exactly, because if you help the poor, then who are you going to sell your hope to? Because now sell it, they sell the hope.
Who are you gonna sell Jesus to?
Exactly. If you help them all out, and suddenly there's no more poor, then where your markets go? Like who are you going to sell all this?
Initially, I actually believe that a lot of things are done deliberately, like the poor, the rich. It's deliberate. It's a deliberate act to the society. You understand? It makes some certain people rich. It makes some certain people poor. In fact, it makes majority people poor. You get so if you expect the church to bridge the gap for you, I think we're just wait till Jesus comes.
The funny thing you understand. From my statement, you understand. I'm not looking at the poorest people in the society funding the church who kind of like disappear.
But they are funding the church.
You understand? As in. Like now the rich men now will help everyone out. No. Let it be that the percentage, when you go to the civilized nations, you understand, you see that the percentage of the unemployed or the poor, you understand, they are not that, even though they are not that much, let me use that word, as compared to the third world country. You know, when they call this part of the world third world country.
It's a great act.
Man, fuck them.
It's a great act.
No, it's not.
Like, which one is third world? Our civilization not existed before their own.
No, I have to be angry.
Yeah, because when you say civilization, look at other civilization country, it's annoying.
We never had anything like the Black Plague. They had it all around.
I am talking about.
And then they are calling me a third world.
Our world existed before their own.
I am not a third world country.
Hello. It's not about saying whether you're a third world country or
I'm saying
as a talker, we just air our mind. What the fuck is third world?
Exactly.
Anybody that calls us a third world country.
Anybody, bro.
You that talk like tomorrow now. If you see an opportunity to go
No time.
It would be like fuck all the work I'm doing.
But mostly, you look at the problem in third world country. Most of the problem is capitalism.
Which third world country?
Well, capitalism is everywhere though.
Yes, everywhere, but most of our problem because
no, man, I don't think capitalism is a problem.
I'm about to jump on the 8th of capitalism.
I don't think capitalism is a problem.
Yeah.
I think capitalism is essentially more successful than the alternative.
That's why it's everywhere.
Like that.
Because it's survived. I think
it's
evolution.
Yeah, and again, because capitalism generates a lot of necessity.
Yeah. It is not perfect. It is not perfect. But it is essentially better than the alternative. Because wherever you see the alternative,
socialism,
you notice that there is more poverty.
Yeah. That's why I said it's evolution. The one that is working, that's what everybody will be using.
But you see some civilizations today or some countries today actually have a mix of both capitalism and socialism.
Yeah. Well,
sure.
They work with work with both capitalism and socialism.
Yeah,
but when I said in Africa, because most of it was happening in Congo, for God's sake.
Man, those miners are.
Yeah, that is mad capitalism. I don't even know what's happening in Congo.
What's happening?
Okay, should I give
for the sake of our viewers.
Okay, for the sake of our viewers, Congo is a fucked up country in Africa. That's
actually a country that has resources.
Don't say a country that is fucked up in Africa. This country is not fucked up in Africa.
Big companies fucked it up.
Okay. Let me start again. My bad. Congo is the country with the most resources, in terms of options of resources. It
Yes.
has everything. It has something of everything. That means cobalt is in large amounts there.
Gold.
Gold is there.
Diamonds.
Diamonds are there. There's a lot of natural resources in
Yeah.
Congo. Unfortunately, the people of Congo are some of the poorest people on earth, and they record some of the lowest GDP magically. Exactly. On earth. Apart from that, they record hundreds of deaths of miners of these natural resources, and these miners have been exploited by rich capitalists
Mad.
from all around the world.
That's one of the reasons. Now, it's not just. Are you done?
No, I'm just
Okay,
explaining
okay,
from my
okay,
minority.
okay.
So that is how Congo is, and that is what we want to jump on now after talking about a bunch of shit.
And not just Congo. Understand? They have their stronghold in other African countries, like you see in Africa, in Nigeria here too. Some of that our whole. Understand?
Like the Niger Delta.
Niger Delta.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
A lot of African countries. You do your research. Even South Africa, they're gold. Understand?
I think Sierra Leone is just still recovering.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's the bad aspect about capitalism, because at the end of the day, it's as if we Africans suffer it more. Because if you look at where it's been successful, where capitalism is actually being successful, whereby the old citizens are actually enjoying it, it's actually the Western countries,
But
the
like,
Europeans, because they enjoy the capitalism, understand, more than we.
but what I want to clarify, when you say capitalism, is it the capitalism of the West that are coming to capitalize on
Yeah.
or are you talking about capitalism, us practicing capitalism within each other? Because I think those are two different things.
Yeah, those are, but
That's two very different things.
But
Yeah.
I'm talking about from the West, coming to like.
But that one's not
Say,
good.
But
When it
that's
comes-
not good.
when-
But if you talk about if you talk about in our country, the capitalism we are practicing in this country, what can you even say about it?
We don't, but like, it's terrible because we don't make shit. Like we don't make anything. We just buy from.
You want to talk something? I want to talk something. Because guy, I was watching one guys. It was one that was saying something about World Bank. That World Bank actually like made it mandatory for African countries or African continents.
Man, fuck World Bank.
Wait. To actually export. Like to actually import most of the consumption food.
How
You know, like,
how we World Bank come to my house and tell me what to do?
No, you know the funniest thing about this thing. Once you import consumption goods, you as a country cannot develop.
Exactly.
You don't have money. You don't have money to like build your own nation, and that thing has fucked a lot of African countries. Not just in Nigeria, importing goods from Western countries. A lot of African countries are doing that. Understand? They are importing. Understand? Now, I never thought of it when we actually think of like start producing our own consumption goods. Bro, they've done us to Libya. That's why sometimes we always keep shouting about our leaders here. They are blah, blah, blah. I think to me, they understand the terms and conditions. I don't know what I'm talking about. Like
Our leaders.
yes, they understand the terms and conditions working with these Western people that okay, we have to import, so nigga, we gotta keep on importing. You know what I'm talking about. So if we try to do something for ourselves, it's as if we are getting like the bad side of them, we're getting sanctions from them, you're getting attacked from them.
Then we have to.
I
Then we take
think the thing is, I think I might disagree a bit.
Yeah,
Is that
me too.
don't push the blame on the West entirely.
Yeah,
Push the
I think
blame
so, yeah.
on our own people too, because our people are sellouts.
Yes,
Let's be honest.
That was what I was about saying.
They are sellouts.
Why even the capitalists coming over to our place?
Somebody-
It's the government.
Even the Congo people,
It's the government that will allow them to do that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Somebody was mentioning something about when the Biafra war was going on, and I'm sorry I'm diverting to this issue, but it's very important for the point I'm making.
Okay.
During the Biafra war, there happens to be goods of food and, farming goods coming from France in large amounts because Awolowo blocked the transportation of the regular supply of food to the west, to the south.
Go on.
Go on, but Awolowo
Not
was
actually
still
that
part of it.
Awolowo.
Awolowo was still
I think
part of it.
what Awolowo did was
Awolowo was still part of it. I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah,
because
but Gowon was the
Awolowo
face
was
of
the leader
Yeah, of
of
Southwest
the
that time.
Southwest. He is the one that will oversee anything
Everything
going
going
through.
through.
The Before anything goes to the east, it has to go through Lagos.
Southwest.
Lagos.
Yeah, Lagos. Yeah, that's our.
So-
Deliberate act.
Gowon and Awolowo oversaw shit not getting to the east and the south. But there was cargo of goods coming from France
Yeah.
But these Biafran soldiers prevented it from getting to their own people. They rather see their own people die and themselves being fed.
Do you have proof on that?
No, there's proof on France.
This
There's
is outrageous.
there's proof. No,
I know there's proof of France.
providing,
Yes, I know.
providing
Because,
to the east.
yes, because France wanted a 7% of the national cake, and they also want.
France was in line, was in support
Yes,
of Biafra.
yeah, not just only France, some other African countries too. They
Now
are
the point I want to raise is that even if we don't know for a fact that the food supply got to the Biafran people, there's a way that they could have worked it out that there will be enough food for their own people so that their kids don't die, their children don't die.
Oh, so bad,
You understand?
But this is a body saying, bro.
And then I see a little bit of that in leaders in the East, because I've traveled to the East before. I see the position of the technology, the development that has gone on in their infrastructure. It is so bad. Why do you come and try and claim someone else's land when you don't develop your own land? You understand? You say you want to be a country. I'm not pointing at any tribe or anything. I'm just saying it happens to every other part of Nigeria too. You understand? Our leaders, even in the West and in the North, our leaders, they go on and then they get all these resources to take care of their own people, but their personal interest always comes first. Of course. Do you know how many billions have been made in some states in Nigeria? Forget that Lagos is the only one that it looks like it's thriving. There's a lot of states that are making billions of dollars. Do you think the oil that they are selling, do you think is only to India? India is just the largest consumer. The European Union has Nigeria as one of the biggest suppliers of crude oil. Check it. Check it right now and see if I'm lying. You understand? Because there's a war in Russia and Ukraine. And the UN is against Russia.
Yeah.
NATO is against Russia. Nigeria is one of the biggest suppliers of crude oil in the world today. What the fuck are we doing with the money?
Nothing.
What the fuck is the East doing with the money?
Like, it's
The place is dead sea. The roads are fucked up.
like, guy, like the closer you are in this country, you understand? The closer you are in this country to where the oil comes from, it seems like the poor, like the places. Imagine the places where the riches come from. That is where the poorest people are. It's very like, I think it's partly because of this fact. Like, why are we like, when we're talking about success, going back to the original topic that we're talking about, how can we ever be a successful country when our main it's not, I don't believe that. I believe that Nigeria might be even better off without crude oil. But let's just say that it's our mainstay economically now. Our mainstay, the main products that we provide in this world. We export the raw products and then we import everything that is made from crude oil. Everything, whether it's petrol, whether it's plastic, whether it's any fucking byproduct of crude oil, we import it again. How can we ever be successful?
The reason why we import it again is because we don't have refineries.
We don't make shit. We don't make pencil. We don't make toothpick in Nigeria. Toothpick.
I just said something that the World Bank asked in terms of condition. No. I just said it, that they have a condition that a country should not be sustainable. It's just how it is.
No, that thing,
yeah, it's not how it's
so
supposed to be,
but
it's not. See,
you can't agree to something.
yes, you can't agree, but it's just what some group of people
But that's
have agreed to.
Like, I fully
understand. You get.
If our leaders are willing to take such a deal, then they're not willing for our country to succeed.
That's why you have a lot of sellouts.
It's
our people are sellouts.
Like,
see, the funny thing in life is that every humans are selfish. You get my point? Every human being is selfish. It's what the same build in every human.
Yeah,
it's just that some people, you understand, their own selfishness, they take it to they raise it to power 3. No,
it is called unintelligent selfishness. Because if you see now, we are evolving. Obviously, our evolution is still going on. We are still evolving. We don't know what we will be like in 500 years from now. Obviously, we will still have like our hands and eyes and maybe technology if we don't use our chips some things. Because there's BBL now. Who knew that there would be BBL in 1600?
I'm sorry.
You understand and all those things. BBL surgery. Bigger boobs, bigger butts.
Oh, okay. You understand?
There are surgeries right now where if you lose a limb, they can put in stem cells and actually grow a limb back for you. There are surgeries and there's possibility that they will get more sophisticated in the future.
Sure.
They are still
always evolve.
But whenever you read stories of cities in the West, one thing I noticed is that I'm not talking about Western Nigeria, I'm talking about West.
Yeah, of course, we know it.
Whenever you read stories of the West, even though they were fighting wars, they were still developing their lands.
In fact, during wars,
substantially.
they made some of the best technology.
Wait. I'm trying to learn somewhere, chill. Why is it that with all the corruption and all the personal interest and all that bullshit, why are we not trying to develop small things in our land, at least for the future to catch on and say that these people at least left something?
You understand? So your name will live on.
So that your city can still grow bigger and get better.
Yeah, why I said your name, like even if it's a completely selfish thing, it's your name that they will put on that thing.
You said when they were like fighting and they were like
there were wars,
they were fighting and they were developing. Where were they getting the resources to develop the country?
The resources?
Yeah.
It depends on where you're
It depends on what development also you're talking
and
about.
it depends on what the West.
You said the West.
That's the large generation.
Yeah. I know it's a large generation. So now, just before the whole industrial area, understand?
Yeah.
Now, what pumped the whole industrial age, understand, was because of they needed a lot of resources. Understand? Big companies needed resources to like be able to build up to demand. Understand? Now, look at all those resources. Those resources come from Africa. You cannot say, oh, let's say like 80-90% come from Africa. In large, I'm not capping for you. That's one of the reasons why this whole colonization started, because most of those places they had colonies, understand, were like bringing in resources from there. Now, it will not make the people of that country to develop themselves because resources have been taken out from that side. And for the fact
people were developed before they came to chance.
True. And for the fact that at that time, yes, we had our own ways, but we're not as intelligent. I would use the word intelligent. I don't think I'm talking
we're not as combative.
But I know
we were not as war.
We're not like as
we know the fight.
One-minded, we're actually like introverts.
No, our tribes were actually fighting.
Yeah,
but
they're
not
fighting.
like this.
Yes.
Not like the kind of they built so much technology around.
It's not even.
If we have spares, okay.
My guy, even that time, the technology. Wait, my guy.
I'm going to say something very controversial.
Yeah.
And this nigga might not. Let me tell you something.
Hello.
One of the reasons why their development got accelerated within a particular period, and that's between the period of the Stone Age to the Iron Age. Because there were some tribes still using stones and there were some tribes still using iron. One thing that accelerated their development is the fact that there is more threat to life, even in terms of natural
cold weather.
Exactly, that was what I was.
You cannot go.
They needed it.
You cannot travel. You cannot travel. No matter what you are wearing, you cannot travel over to the west and think you survive in 3 months.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Cold. I think cold weather. What you are saying is especially cold weather.
We really underestimate that part.
Yeah.
When the fucking weather is trying to kill you,
you have to think.
There is a very big possibility that your brain will tell you that this is do or die. My guy.
You can sleep outside for 2 days.
Do you know what they call it? Do you know what they call igloos?
Try and sleep outside for 2 days in Canada without house.
Do you know what they call igloos?
Yes.
Like compared to a 1,000 now.
My guy, don't change the topic.
No, it's not. I'm not telling you because it's a very big part of this history.
I know it's a big part, but if you look at that industrial age, the resources.
Industrial age was
Yes, I know. I'm not talking about from this your own Stone Age.
But like, are you talking about iron? Because that didn't come from here.
Calm down. I will have iron here now.
No, but the one they use is not from us.
What do you know industrial age? Do you know the things that were like actually like
I know
If
Iron
you are
was
talking
one
about
of
the
them.
industrial age, the industrial age is
When
19th century.
we break them down.
I know Iron was one of them.
We'll get to go.
I know.
Iron, cotton, understand? Wool,
Yeah.
understand?
Cotton and wool, same
Yeah,
thing,
yeah. So we needed
Maybe petrol.
trees, not even trees. No, crude oil was not actually hot that time. Crude oil was like
Yeah, it was cold. They were
Yeah, they needed coal.
It was coal,
Understand? They needed gold.
They were burning coal, if I remember.
Yeah.
For the old trades.
Yes, exactly. Invention of trade. Understand? So most of those things, guy. Understand?
Is it coal they brought from Africa?
I'm not saying.
Go on.
Calm down. Understand? Most of those things, guy. Most of those resources.
This nigga is going to feast on you.
No, I know. I want to break the whole topic down. Understand? Most of those things, the whole necessity. Understand? The whole industrial age came with a lot of necessity. Understand? Even if they had it, they did not have it as abundant the way we did have. The way we had it, to understand now that the whole necessity came up with the whole, okay, let's go out, let's go establish colonies, understand, that will be part of us, understand. Now all those colonies, no matter how small, how big they were, understand, they were always getting something from there, either gold, resources, anything, understand. Now it gives the people in that land less chance to develop themselves because these people are taking from them. Understand? The wealth is not going back to them. The wealth is going back to where
It's going out.
it's going out of the country. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. Understand?
Going out.
It's going out. It's not coming in. So when you say the Europeans or the Western people, as you said in quote, they're having wars. That's how they're fighting wars and they're still developing themselves. Understand? If you look at the war itself, the people that fought their wars, you see that they're from other countries that they were colonized, like India, understand, some parts of Africa, understand, because they had other people fighting the war for them. They had resources from other places, so they were able to still build their country despite the fact that they were fighting war. I think they were talking about. Understand? Now we are left in the aspect of okay, now our resources are gone. We are left in that mental imperialism, like okay, well, whatever the thing they've left for us is what we are going to use. Understand? Now we've not gotten a hold of ourselves. We are still in that mindset. We are still in that these people
That's
fucked us
Stone Age
up.
mindset.
Whether you call it Stone Age. We are still in that mindset that these people fucked us up. Understand? Now where are we going to go from here? Okay, let's go to China.
I think it's a Stone Age mindset.
Yeah, you can
Do you know why?
mindset,
Do you know why? Sorry.
Okay,
Go on.
okay, let's go to Jesus.
Yes.
You guys, let's
I think
Understand?
it's the kind of mindset.
Because
it's the kind of mindset that you are just waiting for a disaster to happen before you wake up.
exactly.
Let me tell you the facts. The pointing blaming fingers doesn't help you. It doesn't help you.
Exactly.
We need to-
Because we're not
You
only
can write
we're
it
not
on
only
you like in your histories or anything. I'm going to give you an example.
We need to take
We're
responsibility.
taking responsibility of
A country-
but we're not taking responsibility of
There's a
our
country
country.
called.
We are not. I think right now we are not really actually taking responsibility of our country.
Yeah.
We are letting our problems.
You
just fly around.
guys you two can go outside and fight while
So I fight. We're trying to figure out some point.
Anyways, this country called Norway is one of the biggest that has suffered casualties. And it is thriving very well in this modern day. In fact, their economy is very close to Switzerland's economy. And Switzerland gets to have the biggest economy in the world.
Why?
The best economy.
Why?
Check it now.
I know, but why?
No. We are not diving into this. What I'm trying to say is that Norway, for them to get to this point, and suffering the biggest casualty from the Black Plague, and being a beach to Sweden for years, being a bitch to the British government. They were colonized now.
Yeah, true.
They were colonized. Their people were enslaved. We don't hear of these things, but when you read their history, it's there. There's a reason why that country has a very little population.
Yeah, because
It's not like it is meant to be. A lot of their people fucking died.
yeah, because the weather.
You understand?
The Black Plague was so
The
fucked.
Black
Which
Plague,
country is that?
Norway.
Norway. A lot of people died historically from there because the Black Plague is such that they didn't have any cure. For people listening outside, a lot of you are familiar with what they call the Black Plague.
Or not.
Or not. So, at that time, there was no cure for it. In your community, if someone had it, there's a big probability that everybody else is going to have it. And everyone that has it is going to die. It's a death sentence. You understand? They suffered from that, and at the same time, they were fighting wars against the British government. And Sweden decided to partner with the British government, meaning that Sweden, which is closer to them, gets to enslave their people. They are not saying today now that these people are the reasons why we are here. They are not saying things like that. They don't have natural resources. Norway don't get shit.
To be fair, neither does Sweden, but go on.
Neither does Sweden.
Yes, now I said when he said I don't say why.
But Norway is not developed than Sweden by far. Norway is not even allowing Sweden to get their people into Norway. You understand? Their people, when I talk to, I have two guys that are Norwegian. They tell me things like, no, Sweden has a lot of criminality.
Yeah.
They don't want them to pollute them. They don't want them to pollute their country. Like, that is the kind of mindset they have. They have this kind of nationalistic, unified mindset that they want to develop their country no matter what. We've not gotten there in our evolution in Nigeria. That's what I'm telling you, that we are still sitting back. We are still kind of comfortable. And this goes back to what we were saying last week, that we are just waiting. We are taking shit from the government, and we are just taking it. We don't give a fuck. We are pointing fingers, say this is the problem, this is the problem. Oh, this tribe is our problem. Fuck these guys.
No.
These politicians are our problem. Fuck these guys. We are just talking.
I spent some time on
You understand? We are just talking. That's what we are doing. We are waiting for something, disaster to happen. That's what we are waiting for.
Maybe the disaster.
We are too comfortable.
No, see, you know what I don't.
See, I wanted to respond to what you said before about like them taking our resources and our soldiers to fight their wars as well. This is true. It's very true, right? But guy, if you look at the numbers, look at the percentages of African soldiers and Indian soldiers that were in that war. It's not that much. It's not enough that we can say it's not up to half. It's not up to half. It's not up, half of the people that fought the war were not foreigners. They were British soldiers, and they were their own.
I not say the own soldiers did not.
Like I said, more than half.
You understand?
More than half.
As long as you come to one space and you see involve them in your war, you are part of your war.
Yeah, but I'm saying like it's not. Like the numbers were not enough for us to say that.
Numbers are not numbers.
Sorry,
quick
quick PSA. One of our participants is too high. So
he went
I don't like when people make that kind of statement about me.
See,
and it's very high.
No.
It is very high.
So,
I'm sorry,
No. I'm fully present in this
one
One
person.
You after making some accusation against you are saying one person now.
and the money is not going back to those people.
Please repeat what you were saying from the start.
Go on.
Repeat it so that I can.
So it does not allow those people to actually have time to develop at that time.
Yeah.
That's at the time. Now, giving those people, okay, you are giving them independence because they used to feel this independence they gave us as
I'm so fucking drunk.
Understand?
I agree with you.
They gave us independence. I like that word. We have been given the independence.
Yes, understand, but we're still
We didn't fight for it.
You know, you've heard of the word neo-colonial.
Yes. Some people fought for their own independence. Understand? Now they fight their own preparation, but understand? They give it to us. Understand? But still, this thing still happens background. Like you see the influence, you see the essence. That's why this
That's
thing.
not neo-colonialism.
Yeah, this is still comes play. Understand? Now I was used to someone said I never thought of why World Bank, all the debts we are owing World Bank is in dollar.
Because they are bitches.
No, everything is in dollars.
Someone said something funny. Someone said something funny. What if this is what if like what if the USA, you know the USA too is in debt. So what if the USA,
they are owing so many trillions of dollars.
What if the USA just wake up one day and just decide to print those debts and pay World Bank? What about other African countries that don't print dollar?
And the economist was explaining something.
Understand? So at the end of the day, the USA is not owing the World Bank.
Who said they're not owing the World Bank?
Like technical, like
you're not in this conversation.
No, I'm here.
Because their debt is in dollars.
I'm the king of the understand when it comes to basics of how the money works.
Yes,
I have some business.
Yes.
So you say technically,
No.
you're not kind of like.
Yes. On paper, on
kind of
book,
get the
understand?
point.
On book, they are owing, understand? But if you look at it, they have your back, because
I think I understand what you're
at
saying.
any fucking given point,
Yeah.
can just move the money
Since
from
the
nowhere.
debt is in dollars.
The thing is, it pays them to be owing
In dollars.
In dollars.
because when they will pay back the money, it's most probably that the dollars will have reduced what, so they are paying lesser than what they are owing.
Like,
Exactly.
They can
And
almost
they have the
decide
power over
what.
the worth of the dollar.
Yeah, exactly. They
Yeah.
can almost decide what the dollar is worth when they
Exactly.
pay
So
back.
we other countries that don't $5. That's what this guy was trying to do to World Bank in Africa, and that would banks our own currency. We have our own gold. I'll be flying right now, but look at us now. I still cold. Understand? But it's just one of those things. Just one of those challenges. And the fact that I don't know if you have looked into the World Bank manifesto. I don't know. Maybe take your time and look through it. If you look through it, you see that the World Bank actually kind of limits a lot of countries. And most of those countries that are affected with this limitation are in Africa. Understand? Because if you cannot produce or you cannot sustain yourself as a country, like those countries that have all the resources, understand? You're a threat to other country. You get? You're a threat to other country because if Americans see you that you can produce everything you want, you don't need to buy from them. That means they are not getting from it. They will not have chance to make money.
So what's stopping us from producing?
Now, what is stopping us?
You just mentioned it that it might be a threat, but let me now add to that is that there's this international diplomacy that countries do. See, in around, and I might not be right completely, around 2005, 2006, a country called Kuwait had most of the crude oil that is being sold in the world. Kuwait. But when they discovered it, they make sure that it was a secret that nobody knew. Probably the top ministers in the country knew. And what they did was that they created a big bond, a huge bond between them and some big countries of the world. We are talking about countries like America or countries in NATO. If you think about countries in NATO, the big superpowers, they aligned with those countries so that in case a country is trying to bully them, because it's a very small country. We are talking about a country that doesn't have population up to Lagos.
Kuwait is like
very small
or something.
Do you understand? So when Iraq decided to invade Kuwait for their oil, America stopped them. So I don't really see a stumbling block to our producing to the rest of the world if we can have alignments to countries that are powerful and they have common interests with us.
Okay. Like all you have to do, like we have leverage. We have the
already have leverage. Do you know that the whole of West Africa had been supported by Nigeria at some point in their history?
Yes,
every single country. Nigeria sent soldiers to fight for even South Africa.
We have that means we have human capital.
We have good continental diplomacy with our African countries.
That's why
the West were like pussies. Like
that's why I said, if you look at the way, see, as long as every African country is still going to World Bank to borrow money for certain things, you must always abide by that term and condition whereby you cannot produce any consumption goods.
Is that what like?
Is that
what World Bank says?
Is that what World Bank says? Realistic, you understand? But is there if you
especially one country that is sustainable.
No, it's not a law. That's produced on underground.
With the mindset of
exactly. I'm sure they are underground. They are making us not able to produce, but it's not a law. It's not on the books. I would love it if you could. Like, I know it can't be on the books. Because think about that. Like, what kind of deal is that they will tell you that you cannot produce? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Exactly, it doesn't really make sense. It is only the people, if they are corrupt, that they can jeopardize the interest that the country is meant to make. From production of natural resources.
You know I'm smiling. He has been agreeing with him ever since. That we are standing against it, like it doesn't really
but like this particular point.
I'm just going with the flow, man.
I'm trying to
that was basically what you said.
I don't even know. At some point, I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying.
Shit, I think I need to go with the flow a little bit more myself.
I drank 80% of the pussy and this nigga was sharing. Me, I'm not just a talk, me, I just a drink.
Okay, let's watch this thing quickly.
Okay.
I don't think it can come out in
Yeah,
now.
but
You know what to do.
no, I said someone said something.
I think we will wrap up soon, so let's just do fast.
Africa has to earn the US dollars. And the only way it can earn the US dollars is not to be assassinated for growing its own food and becoming independent, doing something that the United States does not like. The principle underlying the foundation of the World Bank, the International Bank for IBRD, the World Bank, is that no country should grow its own food. Africa and the third world should only grow export crops. Make African different, room debt different.
I need to.
What is the viability of what the person is saying?
What is the possibility that what he's saying is practical?
And like, is it on? I want to know if it's in the.
You have to understand.
Like,
there are different.
Like books.
There are different ways.
That might be a conspiracy.
When you said it, I want to check it, but you guys should do your research.
Things don't just happen easily
Understand.
for every country. Countries go through a lot of trial before they go to.
But even if we are only growing export,
like
even if we are only growing food for export, where is the food for export that we are growing, and where is the money we are getting from the export from the food that we are growing?
And how much can we even make, even if we are producing it at our maximum? Is it not granite pyramid that we've
done
cocoa,
we've done rice. We can export all of these things.
Come on, man.
So that's why I said,
seems like you want them to
go
cocoa.
understand.
The way you are starting to
cocoa. You just go check it.
No, like I'm saying, even if this is true, even if this is true,
it's just the way. See this world, right?
Yeah.
Is it that it's controlled by two powerful people? You have the Western and you have the Arab people. They are the most dominant force. Understand?
And then what about China?
Wait, calm down. I'm not talking about. You keep this. I'm not disrespecting China. But what I'm talking about is in terms of ideology. Look at the world.
Yeah, like it's not
calm down. Wait, look at the world today. Look at the world today. The ideology that flows through is either the Western ideology or the Arabian ideology.
I'm going to
Exactly. Understand? Because we're at some point, we're at the two pinnacles at some point in terms of power. Understand? At some point, understand? So that's why you see the Westerns have a control of some certain parts of the world. The Arabian people have a certain control of some certain part of the world. It's just how it is. Understand? Now you have people like the Western people wanting their own people, those people that they have control over to be doing their bidding. While the Arabian people too also want those people they have control over to do their own bidding. It's just simple. But as once this the human mind is made up in a way whereby when you can conquer a man's mind, a man will talk to you. Understand? Now the man passes or introduce that philosophy down to his people. Understand? Now his people owns that philosophy. It's just the way it is. Now they don't have that ability to like
think for themselves.
Yeah, or free themselves. You get? It's more of like if you try to free ourselves, we are fucking things up. It's the way it is. Let's just align with it. Understand? Nobody wants to interrupt that flow. Why? Reason being because some people are either enjoying from it, some people are benefiting from it. Understand? So they want to interrupt that flow. Understand? Now, once things like this happen, understand? Laws like this are meant to stand. If you look at when the manifesto was being said, you see that it has been said since that time when those two powers were still in hold. Understand? Until today, you see leaders going to UN and still complaining about them having like black people having major seats in the UN. Understand? Because there's still some form of racism in that place. Yeah. Understand? They are still trying to like fight it out. Understand? Racism is not eradicated completely. It's still there. Understand? But you can't blame it because it's part of human nature. Understand? Tribalism, racism is part of human nature.
Correction. We can still grow with their hatred.
We can
grow. The thing is, I really don't want. I really look forward to a day where black people stop looking for excuses to their lack of dignity.
I think black people love this symbolism and this kind of attention that you have to love me. I don't know how to put it right now.
Playing the victim.
Yeah, playing victim.
Playing the victim.
It's not about playing a victim. There's that word you're looking for. They are looking for acceptance.
Accept them.
Exactly. And you don't have to be accepted to be great.
But you cannot blame them. It's the way they be subjected to.
No, I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying I look forward to the day
yes,
the mindset
because
change.
Because
look at the Asians. Many of them are not accepted.
Yeah, when the China start building that, they are now world.
Look at the Mongol Empire.
It's because those people. See, do you know before China became what they are today? Do you know the things they have to do? You know the kind of things they have to put aside in terms of ideology, Western ideology.
We do that.
Oh, why can't we do that? But because now look at it, our
yeah.
Our parents
let me.
I look at it, our parents have that idea whereby they still embrace that Western philosophy. Understand?
Yeah.
When they push down to us, understand? Now, us too, we've embraced it, but still going to push down to our children. Understand? No, but when would that change cut? When would somebody be like, no, let's stop it. Let's start doing things our own way. Understand? Let's start doing things the way things are meant to be done. You know what I'm trying to say?
I get what you're saying.
But as long as there's still European or
I really
Western
look forward to that
ideology,
day.
Western ideology in Africa,
This
you
fucking
cannot
nigga
go
just
forward.
wanted me to like say whether it's good, it's fine. That's why I can't do that.
Understand? So as long as there's still Western ideology in what we are doing, we cannot move forward like that.
Yeah.
We can't. We can't.
I think we need to put a ribbon on this, so let's just do fast.
I think please go on. I would
So
also like
concerning you understand, we as a continent, as a way understand.
Yeah.
The only time I feel we can move forward is when we achieve some level of independence. You understand? In terms of like in general.
Independence, because if you ask
In
anybody,
general,
everybody say,
presently now, you
independence.
understand. Presently, you
So in
understand.
terms of what?
Presently now, you understand. I believe that even we are still under colonization.
We are.
Yeah, true. Yeah, mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than let's not say mentally. You understand?
Like even
Like,
kind of
yeah.
physically.
See our
Physically,
personal-
man.
see our personal
You get my
influence.
point?
Right now,
Yeah.
I'm the only one dressing in local attire. This motherfucker is dressing.
Nigga, I am gangster.
Oh.
You're wearing Nike.
Nigga,
No,
please
but-
Nike. Okay, don't let me say.
Okay, this is
Don't
not
let me
Western.
say.
This is
I was
Chinese.
saying,
Nigga, look at my locks. I don't have a camera.
Yeah, go on.
I don't have a wristwatch. I don't have any
Hello.
locks. Nigga, please.
This was made in Abba.
Come on,
See, green,
right.
white, green, green, white. We don't fuck with his
Where the
Nigerian.
fuck is the white?
I didn't know. See,
we have to ascertain some level of independence. You understand? And start thinking for ourselves. That is just it. For me, we should start thinking for ourselves. Think of how we can help ourselves.
Yeah.
Definitely, every human we are selfish, you know that.
Yeah.
But at least let some like people now that we call them leaders, you understand? They should remove that level of extra selfishness from them and try to like look even not as if there's no corruption in the Western world. There's a lot of corruption.
Yeah,
You understand?
definitely.
But they do in such a way that you understand. Even the public they are still benefiting from it. But ours is so obvious.
No one
Everybody-
else is
even the layman knows that this person is corrupt.
No
And
one
I'm
else
proud of it.
I want to obvious
It's just like those days in the university when we were doing lecture will come to the class and tell like and be like, this course you're going to pay for it. Even the VC knows that he cannot
So
stop
you-
it from
who will
going
report
to
to?
And your payment, and your
What
payment
about
will
you?
be me tapping that.
I said, it's fucked up.
It's fucked up.
Like what I wanted to say is it's kind of a combination between what Eyung has said and what Vicky has said, which is like
What about what I've said?
Nigga, you be capping. You be capping.
shit. They put a camera there. That's fucked
You be
up.
capping.
After this podcast, me and this boy we go
I
outside.
do. Yo, you got to settle this.
That's about
Yeah,
balance.
yeah, but like that idea of independence, and I think separating ourselves from Western culture is,
Yeah.
I think they can go very much hand in hand. One of our biggest problems in Nigeria, I think, is that we don't appreciate what is Nigerian. We say we don't produce anything and we don't sell anything. And part of the reason is that when we do, those few people that do, like Aaron was saying that they have toothpick factories in Nigeria. But I tell you, in like the southeast and south parts of the south,
Yeah.
if you bring foreign toothpick now, Nigerian toothpick now, 9 out of 10 Nigerians, if not 9.5 out of 10 Nigerians,
So
will
it
choose
is
the
a
foreign
foreign.
one.
True.
You understand? So like those people that are trying to produce something locally, where are they going to sell it? So I think that's combining the two ideas. The independence. How are we going to get independent if we don't produce anything? We don't make any food. We
And
don't
support
make.
our own
You understand?
people,
So there's no way we can be independent. And part of separating ourselves from the West, it might even have to be drastic the way China did it. People might have to suffer for a while, for a few years.
I mean, you have to
You know,
really
for us
admire
to-
China.
Yeah.
Like
they made the sacrifice.
Not
4 billion.
Not just in China.
Over
South
1.4
Korea.
billion.
Yeah,
South Korea.
And your
Singapore,
poverty
many
level, your
Asian
poverty
countries have
level
done
is
this.
below 40%.
I think
1.4 billion.
See, Asian people are built differently.
Yeah.
I have to say that.
Like they're more disciplined.
They are more disciplined. They are tough.
Yeah.
They are tough things.
It's not about being tough. I would tell you that we Africans we are tougher than them.
I think physically we are stronger. But
Physically we are stronger,
that discipline.
but mentally we
That
are not
discipline is
stronger.
See, when you're talking about mental, do you know the level of sufferness that people...
Bro, can you compare
Bro,
to stubbornness?
fuck that. Fuck.
It's not about that.
You can't just
This guy is not getting
Nigerians
me,
and
It's not.
they're kind of like when it comes to like trying to like making use of the environment, like the situation they find themselves to make
Alright.
the best thing out of
There's
it.
no
Like,
enough
Nigerians
time.
will be suffering and be laughing over it.
There's not enough time for me to prove this point to you, but I can tell you for a fact we can continue it for the next
Yeah, we
episode.
can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
do that,
can
yes.
push that. For
You
the
can't
next
just
time.
discount the
Before-
fact that
before-
Nigerians are kind of like really...
Ladies and gentlemen watching us, this is the end of the second episode.
But I
And
want to say something.
this
Wait,
forecast.
This is the
I
end
thought we
of
have
the
all
second
said the things.
episode.
No. I tell you now, we have to put a ribbon on it.
Yeah.
We've gone over 1 hour and 30
I'm
minutes.
not-
Yeah, no,
We are running
But
over.
can you be fast with the 2 minutes? Just
No, let's
say
end.
what-
We're sitting I'm sweating. I want to do
Okay, guys.
Like,
Third episode will come out with a banger. Peace out.
But
Lazy
we're talking-
Nigerian
Oh,
Youths.
yeah, I love this shit.
We're
Because
talking-
it was dope
we're
as
talking
fuck.
about UFO.
Brother.
Yeah.
You
You